right, welcome one and all to the first, but hopefully not the last, edition of the Video Power Rankings. Now, obviously, as you can see, we've implemented a special new format, which is the reason for the lateness of the posting. What do you guys feel about it so far?
I'm pretty impressed so far. I think it'll turn out good.
We're having fun, and it's looking like it's going to be enjoyable for
I think
everybody.
they'll enjoy it.
I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. But we're all having a great time here, so we're just going to get right into the meat of things. Obviously, the new format will post a poll question that will allow you to let you know exactly how you feel about it. And in the news this week, Brian Swan puts up 500 points, gets his first hat trick and a shutout.
Way to go, buddy.
But somehow still manages to lose.
Oops.
Related note, Casey's tear over the rest of the league continues. He moves to 4-0 with his most recent victory. Elias is continuing to bottom out. Last year's champion not having a good start. And the North Pole Polar Bears, I'm not sure if global warming happens in fantasy hockey, but his habitat's definitely being threatened. But we'll go ahead and get you right into the meat of the power rankings here. And at the top of our list are the Fighting Mongooses. What else can be said? I'm serious. Your team's really good. I can't really say anything to you. I can't even talk shit right now.
I know.
He somehow managed to run away with a matchup in which his opponent topped 500 points, largely due to a league-leading 577 spot. He's 4-0, and everybody on his team is firing on all cylinders. Barring any injuries or other unforeseen circumstances, he's basically a lock to win the weekend division. And if everybody in the Prince of Wales knows what's good for them, they're probably just going to want to lay down arms.
All right, and at number 2 spot for the second week are the Silverblades. Playing the part of Patrick Kane and putting a beating on the Cabbie squad with a 531 to 424 win. The pickup of Hobby Bullen seems to keep paying off with another shutout this week. It's just too bad that manager Andy Taylor is still the gayest thing since Assless Chaps.
You know what? You can hate my genius all you want, but it's still genius.
Gonna have to agree with him.
I don't care what either of you think. You're both gay.
I know.
And coming in at number 3, in what has been a turnaround for the ages, the Edmonton Oilers have overcome a last-place finish from the past season to soar to an excellent record and a return to respectability. Now, this account not only applies to the real Edmonton Oilers, but also to the current Ken Spiak version that we know and love. And thus far into the season, Ken has avoided acting like Ken. He's making good decisions, actually had a good draft, and given the weakness in his division so far, things should get even better from here.
Divers win! Divers win! Coming in at number 4 this week is the winner of the battle of 423 Hinman. The man of the house put his foot down as well as the hammer and dealt his wife-to-be a crushing defeat. Sealing the deal on Saturday with 101 points to her 57, she just couldn't catch up.
Really?
Look for this to be the last fight the soon-to-be married Swan ever wins.
That's pretty true.
Crap. And at number 5 again are the solid Boston Redcoats. Boston's goalies aren't playing at the top of their game right now, but the forwards are making up for it, with Patrick Kane, Tyler Seguin, and Louis Eriksson all scoring at least 50 points. They are, however, in for a tough matchup this week against the red-hot Mongooses squad.
Don't flatter yourself.
Now, moving down 2 spots from last week are Declan's Black-Eyed Cabbies, suffering a tough loss this past week to the Silverblades. Going into the final night, he was up by a point, but a huge night from his opponent and a less than mediocre performance from his squad left him with a loss, bringing him to an even 500 for the season. Hopefully he can get back on the winning side of things with a favorable matchup this upcoming week against the struggling Cheap Shots. And number 7, my lovely wife-to-be, the Redwall Avengers. Unfortunately for her, she was facing off against, well, me. And just like every other argument in the house, she lost. Woo. A very lackluster performance from her men on Saturday was just too much to overcome. Now with a 2-game losing streak, she can only hope to right the ship with a very intriguing matchup against the Oilers.
Before we continue, I do need to ask you, the disappointing performance on Saturday from our men, was that fantasy or was that the Trouble in Paradise there?
We're not.
Oh, snap!
We're not gonna talk about that.
I'm
Probably
insinuating that you did not give her
well,
proper.
probably her fantasy team or her
I don't
fantasy.
think he got a boner right.
Oh, crap.
You heard it here first. But anyways, coming in at number 8 are the Top Shelf Cheap Shots. And let me tell you, things are starting to get ugly and quick. His best skater last week netted him a pathetic 36 points. And Semyon Varlamov, one of his few bright spots, is predictably starting to crash. Corey Perry is not rewarding his owners for drafting or keeping him. His roster is like a symphony of disappointment, broken promises, and tears. He's dead last in what looks like a powerhouse Campbell division, and going forward, he's going to need a miracle.
Now for number 9. Nothing seems to be going right for the Grand Island Lad Sharks this year. For most people, against most teams, a hat trick and a shutout in the same week would let them cruise to a somewhat easy win. Unfortunately, he was unlucky enough to be going up against this year's powerhouse. Yeah, you. Normally, I would feel bad for him and be rooting for him to get his first win of the season. But not this week. I'm going to take you down, buddy.
And at the bottom of the pile are the North Pole Teddy Bears. I'm sorry, I mean Polar Bears.
Ooh.
They're 0-4. It's not a great start, but he has some things to look forward to. Crosby should be back soon, and the other 7. Yeah, that's right, 7 injured players on his roster. Will eventually heal. Plus, Miller should bounce back after his couple of off games. Look for the squad to make a good run in the next few weeks.
That was very insightful. Very insightful insight.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, sir. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that concludes our first edition of the Video Power Rankings. I had a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully you all enjoyed as well. So tune in next week. Same great time, same great place, same great channel for more insightful fantasy hockey news.
We'll be here.
Every week.
Every week. Good luck in your matchups.
I was just 17 when I made the AHL. I couldn't skate in junior, but my fist rang like a bell. I'll never win a title and I'll never win a cup. But when it comes to ladies, I've had the best of luck. My first girl was a sly one, she's hanging around the rink. Hey, send me off to